Joe Rogan calls out the open border scam. He says they're literally importing Democratic voters. Everyone knows that's exactly what it is. Um, the House just voted on the Save Act, which would make it illegal. Which you would think it was already illegal, but some states are trying to push for this. But they will make it illegal for illegal aliens to vote in the federal elections. And of course, overwhelmingly, Democrats are against the Save Act, which which solidifies, which is evidence that shows that Democrats want the open borders. They want to import these people so they can have another voting bloc. They want to dilute it so our voices won't be heard. And Joe Rogan rightfully calls them out on that. I'm going to play the clip. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. All right. So let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway Pundit's Mike LeChance. So he reports that during a recent episode of his podcast, Joe Rogan called out Democrats for the real reason that the border is not being protected. He says that they are literally importing Democratic voters. This is correct, and many people have been saying it loudly for 3 years now, but Democrats in the media have called it a conspiracy theory, like they call everything else a conspiracy theory. Like Joe Biden is a feeble-minded old man. Remember, that was a conspiracy theory just a few weeks ago. And how many conspiracy theories that we talk about that end up being true? But it is a conspiracy, but it is not a theory. It's real, and we can all see it. So I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna grab the clip here. All right. So let's check this out here.
Like when you start thinking about it like that, that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's like totally political. All these moves,
100%.
Yeah,
they're literally importing Democratic voters.
Yeah,
they think by allowing the borders to be porous and by giving people aid and giving people housing that you're essentially guaranteeing that if you can rig it so that those people are allowed to vote, those people are going to vote Democratic. And if you could say that, oh, voter ID is racist, like what? Voter ID is racist.
That's crazy. They think that.
They
don't think that. They don't think that. They know that that's not true.
It's horseshit.
Yeah,
it's all political horseshit.
Like when you start thinking about it like that, that sounds
all fact. It's horse crap. They know it. We know it. And again, they just do this. They do this to try to flood, dilute, I should say, our votes. So our votes would be rendered meaningless. Because illegal immigrants can come in and vote for what they want. It's just crazy that it's out in the open now. They had to actually come out and vote against this measure to prove what we've been saying for years. Joe Rogan just exposed the border crisis for what it is. 1, open the border to the third world. 2, give them aid and housing. 3, oppose voter ID. 4, let them vote. 5, one party rule forever. See, that's why they against a voter ID so bad. Everyone has an ID. You have to have an ID for everything. We all know this, but they try to make it a race thing when it's really not. They have to, when in doubt, they always call something racist. That's their go-to. And God forbid the government cheese ever dries up. And that's what Chad Prather posted. But Democrats have confirmed this through their actions this week. Almost every single Democrat, this is what I was just alluding to, voted against the House measure to make sure that only Americans can vote in American elections. Joe Biden had said that he would veto this legislation if it ever made it to his desk. Again, why would they want illegal immigrants to vote? They want illegals to vote. How else can we interpret their refusal to back this legislation? Dilbert creator Scott Adams recently said on X that when Biden refuses to sign a bill preventing non-citizens from voting, that should become the only issue in the campaign. Well, not the only one, but a major one. I agree it should be a major issue. The economy is just as terrible. It's just that needs to be discussed, needs to be talked about, needs to be a campaign issue on that as well. But because it gives away the whole game, it's an unambiguous statement of Democrats preferring their power over your happiness. There is literally no other way to explain what we observe. Ask every Democrat to explain why they voted against it. Their answers will sound stupid. As Biden to defend it, you know how that will sound. The guy with a potential 34 absurd felonies from a corrupt justice system isn't trying to steal your stuff and give it to strangers. Democrats are doing it while we watch. When Biden refuses to sign a bill preventing non-citizens from voting, that should become the only issue in the campaign because it gives away the whole game. Just repeating everything we just said, but Democrats can't call this a conspiracy theory when they're doing it right out in the open. Because they can call it that because they know that the mainstream media will follow along and say, oh, this is not real, even though we're voting against the SAVE Act that will stop illegal immigrants from voting. This is a conspiracy theory. And don't let this happen. Let's call them out on this. And so share this information and get this out there. And y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Again, like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.